All right, for all you joining us today, we're just getting started, and it is July 13th, 2025. It is 3:31 in the afternoon, my time. I live in the Midwest, so that's Central Time for anybody that was asking or anybody wanted to know. And I got buckets I'm shucking this stuff into, and then getting the hair off. Ears of corn, and I guess you'd call that ear hair, right? So this corn here, we'll go ahead and do this the right way so like everybody knows what kind of corn this is. So this is peaches and cream, okay? So if you look, you can see there's white and yellow pieces in there, right? Probably some of the sweetest corn you can imagine. It took us years to find the right set. Me and my dad and my daughter and a couple others, you know, we sat there and for years we test things. Now my uncle Mike and Aunt Dawn and stuff, I think they do peaches and cream too. I'd have to ask him, but they do really good corn also. And what I'm gonna do with this, in case everybody wants to know what I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be giving it to family, friends, and neighbors, all of them, as many as I can. I don't care if I don't have problems with my neighbors. I don't got problems with my family and friends, okay? So I'm going to give it to them because I love them. I think they're all great. And so we're gonna get it to every one of them, especially up and down the road. I kind of start with one side, come down the other. I know how many people are in the household. I usually give about 4 or 5 per person in the household. If I have to keep going inside, it's because right now I do have corn on the stove right now. I'm boiling, and I boil it for about 20 minutes in boiling water. And the reason why I do it like that is because it makes it nice and soft, and then that butter melts right on it. And it's also gonna be my supper tonight because I love me some corn. And the other things I do, if you guys remember me going out there earlier, you know, I did pray over everyone. I did go out there, and me and Father, we prayed over it and stuff like that, you know. And it wasn't the corn, it's for the people that get the corn. It's for those that need the extra prayers. Like my buddy Jansen, who found out that he's got liver cancer, you know, and I'm hoping now that it's not that bad to where he can recover from it and doesn't need chemo and stuff like that. Or my friend Michelle, who's a sweetheart, who just had a birthday the other day, who is a survivor, who, you know, so it's like all this corn that I grow, there's no hormone, there's nothing added to it. It's literally, and we watch the seeds at all times. That way, or not the seeds, we watch what we're putting on it. We don't put anything on it. I don't use any killers. That's the reason why I got to get it out of the garden as fast as possible. I'm not worried about bugs. I'm worried about my squirrels. My squirrels will get to it. Once they find out that this stuff is good to eat, they will get in there. Right now, the young squirrels have not figured it out yet. And I haven't given them any corn yet. And then the other corn I got over at the other garden, that will be for them in the winter time. And the sunflowers, oh, I feel bad. The sunflowers look bad. But they will be okay because there's a lot of young ones on the ground, which means they will keep growing. In case you're all wanting to know. There we go. So look at that. Look at the yellow and the white, okay? So I always hold true to what I say. The yellow and the white, that's like some of the greatest stuff. And there's nothing bad about it. It's all good stuff. This is all good corn. And luckily it's all ready. I got it in a little bit earlier than everybody else. And there's some people, if you get your stuff from here in Quincy, from the farmers market stuff, do it. My town has some of the best corn around. I will recommend them. So if you get them, if you go over there, get it. I don't recommend just mine. I recommend everybody's. It is good stuff. And we take pride in it. Now, granted, I live right across from Iowa and Missouri because we're part of the tri-state area. But I would put Quincy's corn, people that grow Quincy corn in Adams County, I would match it up against anybody else. And that's not just my corn, that's anybody's corn in this town, because they do a great job. So if you ever, like I said, and I know that my stuff hits nationwide, so if you're, you know, really wanting to get some corn, cross into Illinois, come over to Adams County, see what you can get. Yeah, I know people want me to send them pies and cakes and food that I make, which is fine. And I'm sure they want me to send them some corn, but you need to get it fresh. That's the reason why I put a thing on while I'm shucking. And I've got about 200 things here I gotta shuck. I'm using my trusty slice through material thingy here. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to get kicked off for saying something stupid because I'm out here shucking corn. If somebody complains that I'm shucking corn, then you really have issues. I used to plant a couple different types of corn because I used to like popcorn too. We got a guy in my hometown I go to church with, and he actually grows popcorn. Like that's what he's always done. He's always grown popcorn. And it's really good stuff too. It's like better than Orville Red, you know, that stuff you get. He actually knows popcorn better than anything else. So if you ever get a chance, we have some of the best popcorn too from here in Quincy. I'll see if the guy will let me mention his name on there. I think he's retired now though, so I think that his kids do it. But he's one of the nicest guys you can ever meet. They go to my church. I try not to say people's names just in case they don't want me to mention their names. Everybody's name I mention, I usually have their permission to mention their name on here. So just so you know, it's not that big of a deal. So there we are. Yeah. All right. See, some of these, those little things get to the top of it. Some of it's not going to be as big as others, but that's okay. I like the little bite-size ones. So, I got my towel here so I keep wiping my hands off. I will have another bucket because I got 200 ears here and there's just too many to put in the things I got there. Now, the birds are looking at me because they get these little worms on here and we just cut them off. They're not bad for anybody. It's just when you don't put any sprays or anything on, you'll get those, which is fine. Sweet corn, you don't want stuff on stuff you're gonna eat, you know? I get it, but people that put all that crap in their garden and everything else, you know, and now all of a sudden, like years later, we find out that it's killing them. You gotta be careful with all that. Hey, Blanca, how are you doing, sweetheart? Hey, Ada. Hey, Gym Mistress, how you doing? How you doing? Jacko, how you doing? How you guys doing? Give me some likes and follows. If you guys are coming on for the first time and seeing my page for the first time, we are doing some corn right now, just talking. We're just having a discussion. If anyone wants to come on live, just ask me, that's fine. Put in the comments where you're from, what your name is, who you are. We love knowing all of you guys. If you're in Quincy and want some corn, let me know. I think Lola is going to Puerto Rico this week. I think this is her week. She said she's heading, she's heading down to Puerto Rico. That's her hometown. She's a sweetheart. Love her to death. Like I said, not my friends. They come from every walk of life. Chi-Town's up in Chicago. I'm just kind of inviting a few of my friends here that they want to know how my garden's doing all the time, so I'm making sure I send them an invite. Like I said, tell me where you're from, tell me what your name is, who you are, all that good stuff, so that I know who you are. And I will keep showing you this good stuff. Corn is like the nectar of the gods. How did you get on the bottom? That guy got on the bottom somehow. Or maybe I got it twisted, I don't know. There we go. Let's get that all kind of cut off there. All right. Okay. So, like I said, talk to me, folks. Let me know how you're doing. I will get all this stuff over here.